Hey guys, welcome to Franklin Woodworks. We're really getting close to the end and this thing is starting to look like a base. Today I'm going to fret the neck and finish up the control cavity. Fretting the neck is one of those things that I love doing. It's tedious, but it is one of those things that if you do it well, everyone that touches the instrument will notice. I'm not going to show the entire process because it's about as boring as watching finish dry. So I'll show you some of the parts and tell you about the rest. I started off by cutting the frets to rough length. I kept track of which fret is which because the fretboard changes dimensions as you go down the neck. After the frets are cut, I trim the fret tangs so that there are no rough edges on the sides of the fretboard when everything is complete. Next, I hammered in the frets, making sure they are all fully seated in the slots. The hammer I use is made of brass. Now, since the fret material is harder than brass, the hammer doesn't damage the frets when I hammer them in place. The fret material I'm using is the standard nickel alloy. Some of you may wonder why I don't use stainless steel frets since they last longer. Well, my fretting tools were not designed for the hardness of the stainless steel. I could probably do it, but then I'd need new tools. Besides, I'm not a full-time bass player, and I'm sure these frets will last for many years. Anyway, then I trim the frets as close as possible to the edge of the fretboard. So from there, I have to level the frets, then bring them back to shape one by one, and finish the job by relieving the fret ends with a bevel and polishing the frets to a mirror finish. Now I realized as I was hammering in one of the frets that some epoxy had leaked into one of the fret slots, so I had to clean out that slot with a fret saw. Once that was done, everything went in just fine. So now on to the control cavity. I didn't want to use screws to attach the plate on the body, so I decided to use index pins and rare earth magnets to hold it in place. I drilled the appropriate size holes in the control plate, pressed the magnets into the holes, and used a super thin super glue to make sure the magnets stay put. I drilled the corresponding holes in the body, making sure that the magnets line up exactly. I realized that when I pressed the magnets into the control cavity, the fit was so tight that the super glue was overkill. So I decided not to do that on the body. Of course, I can always go back and add glue if the magnets ever decide to come loose. I had to make sure that the magnets were oriented properly so that they would attract instead of repel. Repelling would be no good. Now to see how it works. The plate lined up correctly and looks really good. The magnets turned out to be much stronger than I anticipated, and getting the control plate off took a little more effort than I figured on. But I'm very happy with the results. I'd rather it be too strong than not strong enough. So this turned out to be a pretty successful video, and I look forward to a couple more with no problems to overcome. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and a share, and I hope to see you in the next video. So there you go.